Here's your Pinpoint Weather 12 forecast.
When you're just tuning in, you've tuned in just in time. New data coming in from the National Hurricane Center. We've seen a continuation of the shift in the forecast track of Henri further west now in this location here in Connecticut. Brand new watches and warnings that have been issued. Well, first of all, the hurricane watch for the areas in purple remains in effect south of Providence and obviously along the South Shore. Watch meaning the potential for some hurricane conditions, and just issued like 30 minutes ago. Hurricane warning, meaning it is imminent, likely of hurricane conditions, coastal Connecticut and Long Island, New York, the areas in darker red. And that is due to a shift in the storm track further in this direction. And I'll let you know what that means for us in just a second. Just issued is a new product from the Hurricane Center. It's called a storm surge alert. So it's a storm surge warning. And quite simply, storm surge refers to flooding due to the ocean. So, you know, with the wind pushing the water towards the coastline, up Narragansett Bay, up Buzzards Bay, the islands. So it's right in here, and this is for Sunday, as the tide is low at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, and then it becomes higher around 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. And some of these onshore winds will be coupled during the time of high tide on Sunday. So here's the breakdown. You know, wind direction makes all the difference in the world as far as storm surge. You know, so you get the wind blowing onshore like this. You know, quite simply, physics is just telling us that the wind is pushing the water towards the coastline. And in a Category 1 hurricane, the surge can be 4, 5, 6 feet. That's significant, but certainly not as great as, say, a major hurricane. But nonetheless, this is a significant situation for coastal residents. So storm surge warning, the wind just pushing the water towards the coastline and up Narragansett Bay. And we do have astronomical high tides. So the tides are running high even without Henri making landfall. The storm is a good 900 miles, 800 miles south of Block Island right now. It is getting stronger. It will be getting stronger. The winds were 65 earlier, now it's 70, anticipated to become a Category 1 hurricane. It wouldn't surprise me if it reaches Category 2 status before weakening as it approaches our coastline on Sunday. But the forecast is for a Category 1 hurricane, winds of up to 85, 90 miles per hour. Here's the latest. A couple of things have changed. We've gone from 65 to 70, and the direction now is no longer west and northwest, but now due north. So that is the turn up the east coast that we were expecting, and that motion will carry into southern New England. So, you know, a landfall is likely in southern New England, but exactly where that center makes landfall will determine who gets the rain, who gets the wind, and how much of each. So, you know, there was just 2-3 days ago that the track was going to be out towards the Cape, and it's been continuing to shift to the west. Now it's a track that takes it by Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock near Long Island, New York, the Twin Forks, and then passing it through Long Island Sound and coastal Connecticut right in here, good, say, 30, 40 miles west of Westerly. So the track is being pulled in this direction. So what does it mean for us? Well, it means less of a risk of flooding rain, but it means more of a risk of very dangerous rainfall amounts for Connecticut. But with the track being pulled more to the west, it means more of a wind issue for us and more of a storm surge issue for us, because the winds are now blowing onshore. You get stronger wind gusts. The potential is there for power outages, especially along the coastline, and a greater risk of a storm surge. So that's what a westerly track means for us. As far as the potential for tropical storm force winds, tropical storm force is anywhere from 39 to 73. And look at the probabilities, 80, 90, 100%. They are very, very high for our area on Sunday. And that wind magnitude can knock down trees and power lines and things like that. As far as the storm surge, in other words, how much of a rise in the ocean along the coastline and the bay? I mean, the potential surge is anywhere from 3 to 5 feet. And of course, this is all based on whether or not the storm is at its peak during high or low tide. So this is something that we'll watch very closely. But that is the storm surge forecast for the South Shore, both Narragansett and Buzzards Bay. So we take a look. You know, the geography of the bay is that it starts off wide, right? And then it becomes very narrow the further north you go. So when you're pulling water up the bay, because of the geography, the water is forced to rise. And that's why we'll have rising water in the bay on Sunday. So wrapping it up, damaging wind likely, flooding due to storm surge likely, power outages likely. Sometimes you get the risk, albeit not too high, but a low to moderate risk of some isolated tornadoes with the landfalling tropical system. That is something that we'll watch very closely. Now, because of that westward shift, Look where the heaviest rainfall is going to occur now. The Connecticut River Valley, 4, 5, 6 inches of rain. So if that west track continues, that's where the real dangerous heavy rainfall totals will be confined to. In our area, it'll still rain. It just won't be the kind of rainfall that the Connecticut River Valley will get. In the meantime, you're running errands, you're doing last-minute stuff. You know, tonight through all of Saturday, really no weather issues. It's a mix of both clouds and some sunshine on Saturday, warm and humid, and then things really going downhill by daybreak. So sunrise Sunday morning, it's really deteriorating, especially in the afternoon and at night, and then gradual improvements on Monday. So Mike and Shannon, that shift in the track west, all the more reason why over the next 24 hours you want to check back with us to see if we see any subtle changes in that track.
Tony, when you mentioned the storm going now more towards Connecticut, my father kind of remembered Gloria going that way in 1985, a similar track. Is that accurate? Do you think it was similar?
You know, Gloria and even the in 1954 the Carol in 1938 both tracked into Connecticut. Those were very, very strong storms, but a track in Connecticut puts us on the windier side of the storm, and that's what we're concerned about.
All right, Tony, thanks. More coverage you can count on still ahead.